scattered on through. Just for a moment, I got one last good look at you. Ain't meant to last, and you know that it pains me to say. It's evil ahead, we cannot get out of his way. Die easy, mama. Let me die easy. I'm a pale kind of shadow of a man. When I bled about as much as one can. Try as I will, every day I'll still take a cold on the soul that I am. Seen home in a while. Sign up ahead said last stop for 21 miles. Been meaning to call, cause I saw I've been slipping away. If I never see you, just know that I tried every day.
And we are back.
Hey.
Welcome back,
everybody.
What is up, everybody?
Welcome to the A-Gap Podcast, Season 3, Episode 2. Today is June 9th, 2021. How's everybody doing out there?
What's going on, chat?
We're doing good. We got some people in the chat. I want to say I'm doing good. However, I made a terrible decision today, and I ended up eating Little Caesars for lunch. So if I sprint off the podcast, it's for medical reasons only.
Little squeezers, dude. We all know that. We've all been there.
Yeah.
Desperate or really hungry? Like, I don't understand how you get.
There were lots of bad decisions made. There's a lot of pizza places.
Day.
I live next to one of the best pizza places in my city, but they didn't open till 4:00. And a lot of the other places didn't open till 4:00. And the only place open took cash only, and I didn't have any cash. So I made a terrible choice and got Little Squeezers.
Did you get crazy bread with your hot and ready?
I did not get the crazy bread, but I did get the pepperoni cheese bread.
Oh yeah,
which that shit is
great.
Better than the pizza in my opinion. That shit is incredible.
True.
I just always feel like it kind of tastes the bread tastes like cardboard. You know, the dough's a little rough.
It's always a little tough. It's a little tough.
But it's so nostalgic.
It is. Like, I felt like I was in community college again. It's great.
Hey, Hey, and you saved a couple of bucks, whatever.
Exactly. It was like $14, and I could feed a family of 4. So
I was going to say $14 at Little Caesars is quite a bit of food.
Oh yeah,
I was gonna
it's
say, that'll
a
get you
lot.
far.
It is a lot. Also, the economy's not as good though, so the dollar doesn't go as far as it once did.
We're an economy podcast now.
Yeah, exactly.
Dollar's not doing that.
That was the political section of the show.
Yeah, I personally think Little Caesars hasn't been as good since the housing crisis of 08, but that's just
really hit that business hard, He's all right. Well, we can kind of hit it really quick, but I do want to kind of throw it out there. John, what's going on with Bad Mother Nature? There may be something coming up. We want to maybe talk about
Oh
it,
shit. I mean, yeah, if we want to talk about it real quick, we finally were able to secure a show, and
Let's go.
We're finally back. Yeah, very excited indeed. Let me actually, if I can, real fast, I'll get you this date. But we're going on. It's going to be at Holy Diver in Sacramento, so it's a local show. But that's going to be July 23rd. July 23rd at Holy Diver, and you can go to Eventbrite. Best way to get there, go to our Instagram, Bad Mother Nature, and we have the link right there. You can snag your ticket, $10, and we'd love to see you out there, man. It's actually also going to be our album release party, so we're gonna have a little bit of fun. A little quick scoop for you. But it's gonna be some fun, dude. We're gonna have some fun, party hard. We want to see everybody out there. I know everybody wants to see live music again. So,
hey, Gab Nation,
what's the link
come
again?
on down. Yeah, what's the link
it's
again?
actually just go to our Instagram. Link is in our Instagram bio. You can get our tickets. You can see all our music videos, all our cool shit there. But yeah, July 23rd.
Get your tickets now. After the pod.
Yeah, watch this. Go get your tickets afterwards. We'd love to see everybody out there. We're gonna have, like I said, we're gonna have a blast.
Fuck yeah!
All right, man. Absolutely, I'll be there for sure. AGAP Nation.
And is Bad Mother Nature available on all streaming platforms?
They are, as a matter of fact. You can anywhere you get your music, you can listen to us. So, Apple Music, Amazon, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you want to go, you can find us.
I want to say the intro music that we were just playing is Bad Mother Nature. So if you enjoy the intro music and everything, that's your boy. That's him.
There you go.
We appreciate the love, y'all. Thank you.
Go stream.
All right.
Get your tickets. Get some merch. Or
yes,
you're a bad friend.
You're a bad friend. All right, boys. Well, a lot of stuff going on in the sports world in just 1 week here. Obviously,
Yes.
I think the biggest thing on everyone's mind in the whole sports world, NBA playoffs, is hitting us real hard right now.
True.
So before we go into anything, I just want to kind of read off where we are at this moment, because obviously if you are watching right now, that is real time. But if you listen to us, if you watch us, could be at a different time. So currently, as we stand right now, we have Utah leading the series 1-0. We've got Phoenix leading the Denver Nuggets 1-0. The Nets have just been destroying the Bucks right now. I'm really glad I picked the Bucks last week. Brooklyn's up 2-0. And then we got a split series with the Hawks and the Sixers at 1-1. So first off, I guess, what are we hitting, boys? We watched the games last night. We watched the Jazz, the first game with the Jazz, and then Sixers beating the Hawks. What's our takes?
I was driving from Salt Lake City back to Sac last night, so I didn't get to catch anything. So I'm going to lean in heavy to you guys on this one.
I was going to say, you could have been listening to the local jazz feed, dude. What a missed opportunity, man.
You were there.
Yeah, you could have gone to the game. I guess it may have not been. It was.
I was going to say, probably not. Utah was, dude, they are rallied behind the Jazz right now. They're probably stoked. Everything's probably sold out for that.
Yes.
I was going to say, we never went down there and checked out the scene. That would have been pretty fun.
That would have been cool.
A lot of late starts to the day. Just copious amounts of celebrating going on. So
yeah.
So, you guys had a wonderful time in Utah, it sounds like, but that had nothing to do with the Utah Jazz.
A few adult beverages, mostly for the Jazz. Yeah.
Hey, real quick,
For the Jazz,
happy belated birthday, Mr. Matt.
Oh,
Thank you.
Birthday,
Thank
Matt.
you.
Everyone chat. Wish
Happy
him
birthday, dude.
Let's
Happy
go.
birthday, dude.
It was a hell of a birthday. So much fun that I barely remember it.
As it should be.
That was a good time. I even watched the Jazz game last night. That's how big of a Utah guy I am now. But also, hell of a game. Really enjoyed it. Donovan Mitchell just pulling the Greg Jennings, putting the team on his back, scoring 32 of his 45 in the second half.
Damn.
That's crazy.
Unreal. No, yeah, he popped off. I think everyone was a little concerned to see how they'd come out because we all thought, oh, here we go. It's Kawhi, Paul George. They're after going through 7 games, they're battle tested, and Utah really showing up. I don't know. Is it possible that Utah is actually going to come out of the West?
I mean, it could happen. It'll be interesting because it's such a, like, I don't want to say small market team, but like the Jazz haven't been in it since Malone, since Stockton for a long time. Also, their fan base isn't the nicest, I guess we could put it, if we want to put it that way.
Can you elaborate on that?
Just Google it. How about you just Google it just to save our face?
What does that mean?
Yeah, they're not a great group of people. However, hey, if you're in Utah and you're a Jazz fan, welcome to the Yankees podcast.
Jazz
we love
fans
you.
in
Thanks
general
for being
are not
here,
a great group of people.
Confirmed. Colby hates Mormons.
Yeah, I hate Jazz fans, dude. I hear they're the worst in the league. But as for the game, like you guys were saying, it was wild how Clippers came out real hot. We're just dominating, and then the Jazz just figured it out, and then the Clippers just couldn't hit a bucket in the third quarter. And from the second half, just dominated. Like you said, Donovan Mitchell just took over. It's very impressive. Very impressive. They could be for real. I don't know. I'm rooting for the Clippers because I like the Clippers. I like their jerseys. I think they're cool. And better fan base, I guess.
Better fan base.
So hurtful.
I'm sorry, dude.
Who hurt you, dude?
You just isolated an entire
Racists
market.
hurt me. That's who hurt me, dude.
I was going to
That's
say,
who hurt
Google
me.
it. Jazz fans have a history.
Yeah, just
Also-
Google it.
Also, if you want to Google
Google it.
Karl Malone controversy, you can look that up too. So
Yeah.
maybe they're
yeah.
not the best.
Don't
Maybe
go down that
we're
rabbit
not a
hole.
jazz podcast.
We're not a jazz
Definitely not a
podcast.
jazz
No.
podcast. Yeah. What are we a Suns podcast? Are we a Nuggets podcast? Anyone got a vote on that? I feel like obviously I'm constantly rooting for Nikola Jokic because he almost got me a fantasy championship. We're not going to talk about that. But another thing that happened yesterday, Jokic won the MVP, baby.
Yay!
Most valuable player. And if anyone in this podcast wants to discuss if that was a good choice or not, I do want to point out that Jokic played all 72 games. He averaged 26 points, 1.3 steals a game, 1.7 blocks, 8.3 assists, 10.8 rebounds, and also 38% from 3. That's a pretty good. He didn't miss a single game, you know? I don't think anyone can really compete with that.
No, of course not. Maybe not a normal human being, but when you have an absolute phenom in the league like Steph Curry, he puts up a hell of a competition. So I can go over, some numbers really quick too, Tom. How does 43% from the 3-point line sound? Sounds a lot better than that 38% that you were talking about.
Isn't he supposed to be the greatest 3-point shooter of all time?
Oh, sure. So he is. So what he did this year, Tom, is he decided that he was going to come out and he was going to make 300 threes, which has never, ever been done in the league. And then you know what he did, Tom? He shit all over that and made 100 more threes. He made 400 threes. He broke the record twice in 1 year because he's Steph Curry. And if we're going to talk MVP, we talk most valuable player. We talk the player that is most valuable to his team. And the teammate that I want on my team is going to be Steph Curry time and time again because he makes you better. He makes the team better. He took that team from easily like a 20-win team. They were not good. The Warriors were terrible this year. And Steph put him on his back. He did the old classic Greg Jennings, put the team on his back. So I do not want to shit on anybody else, though. All the candidates were awesome. And I think Jokic deserves it. I just like to be devil's advocate. And since I'm the resident Dubs guy.
Totally. And
I think we should get into what
of course.
I think you guys should debate on what most valuable really means.
Ooh.
Like,
Well,
what is value?
I did want to ask, this is kind of relevant, but John, how are the Warriors doing in the playoffs? Where are they at?
See, that's fair. But without Steph, we don't even get to that point. So that's
True.
and that
Jokic
might be,
lost Jamal Murray.
How many did he make? How many threes?
In this season.
Yeah.
I can get you the total. I know he made 400 and some odd. But he broke the
420,
record
dude.
initially. Yeah,
Getting that. Maybe for the Bay, it would have got MVP.
Yeah, that's the stand-in number right now. Is 420.
Yeah, Clay's getting that next year.
Right? See, and that's the thing, though, is like everybody was talking about how Steph had to eat up all of Clay's shots and still was making those kind of numbers where he's taking an abundance of threes now, but he's still making 43% of them. And he's having this stretch of games. What was he averaging? He was averaging over, what was that streak that he was on? But I'm always enamored by Steph because he's still that superstar that people love to shit on for no reason. He's a super good guy and he's an immense talent. But no, I don't want to take away from the Joker. He had a hell of a season too.
I do like the idea of talking about, is the MVP one of the best players in the league that's also on a good team, or is it the one that their team would be most in the shitter without them?
So
I think that's the
argument.
actual truth, right? Yeah, isn't it? It's just would the team be nothing without the player? What would the team be? But also in that same regard, you're talking about like the Kings would have been worse than the Pistons without De'Aaron Fox this year. You know?
Okay,
like,
but if we're
bad teams have the good player, you know.
If we're talking about that though, I don't know if we talked about this last week, but Chris Paul literally took the Suns from being I guess they did great in the bubble last year, but before the
they
bubble,
also added the
great.
Greatest Hall of Famer Jay Crowder, dude. That guy is.
That is fair. And
top notch.
True. And Spivey did bring up Derrick Rose too. Derrick Rose is absolutely elevated the Knicks, but they also have young talent too. So I think what Matt's saying, it's a hell of an argument to say, is your team better with them or completely dog shit without them? Like, where is that value?
Does it have to be? Doesn't it have to kind of be a blend of both? I mean, because again, you can still have these players. Right? Well, that might be the actual thing that you run into at the end of it. Is it's just like you weigh the personal accolades over like team accolades. You know what I mean? It's like those guys who just say that Allen Iverson was one of the best guys, but best guards in the league, but he doesn't have a championship to show for it. Whereas, I don't know, insert other guard here who has like a Derek Fisher who has a whole bunch of championships to his name. It's just like I don't know where that's weighted, and that's probably a really terrible example because I wouldn't compare the two anyway. But I don't know. I think
Matt,
this year though,
I just want Matt's MVP take because I'm sure he's got something for any sports.
Oh, I don't know. I think it's interesting in a sport like the NBA. It seems like usually a good player on a good team wins it. I mean, you still have to have elite numbers, but in baseball, like Mike Trout could win the MVP every year, but the Angels are still going to be ass. Yep. Maybe that's because, I don't know. I guess they're both pretty individualized sports. But in the NFL, it seems like a quarterback on a really good team wins MVP every single year. So I think it's just different. But like, I wouldn't mind seeing Steph Curry win MVP, even though the Warriors didn't make playoffs.
I think Steph deserves it for the numbers.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. Like
shattering records.
There's a lot of really good candidates here, and Steph is like way high on the list, of course. You know,
I was gonna say it's not
the way he carried.
It was just it's one of those years where he's putting up numbers very similar to the year that he got the unanimous MVP. But again, it's like Jokic was having an awesome year. There was a couple other, even like Derrick Rose even got he broke top 10 in, I believe it was the fan vote for MVP candidate. So it's just like there was a bunch of names this year that had just crazy seasons. It was a cool year for basketball, but it's like I just want to latch onto it. They're my team.
Absolutely. Also, weird shortened season. Also, people are tired coming off the bubble and how short of a turnaround. And I guess that continues to prove my Jokic point because he at least made it to the Western Conference Finals in the bubble and then still had the season he had, still didn't miss a single game, and brought his team through at least the first round so far. So.
Oh yeah.
And I mean,
he can't take it
as the big man. He's the centerpiece of the team. Like he's basically the point guard. He's running the 1 and the 5. It's nuts.
Yeah, he could play quarterback in the NFL if you've seen some of the passes he's made. It's unreal, dude.
You'd definitely be able to see over the pocket. That's for sure.
Exactly. Cool. All right. Well, as we move forward, that's kind of how we stand with the playoffs currently. I think at the end of this segment, if you guys want to start thinking about who you guys are going to pick to be in the finals and who you think is going to win it all, and we'll circle back around on that. But how about we got currently 4 teams without head coaches in the NBA? Portland, Boston, Orlando, Indiana. A lot of changes are rolling. I'm surprised the Kings aren't on the list, but we're not going to talk about that at this moment. But yeah, a lot of names are getting thrown around. You've got, in the classic NBA style right now, you've got players tweeting out who they think they want to be their head coach already. Like Jason Dame talked about Jason Kidd, then Jason Kidd's like, whoa, I don't want that pressure on me, so I don't want to be the head coach. I'm withdrawing, you know? It just seems like a weird time for that because everyone can talk on social media and just pick somebody, but a lot of changes coming.
It's a lot of change. I mean, I have no idea who's, except Jason Kidd, who's in like the free market for coaching. Maybe Coach K. He just retired, right? But I think he's done. But like, yeah, I don't think he'll come back for anything. But it's just an interesting thought that like all of these teams need a coach and Coach K retires. But
Coach K stays retired for a little bit, and then he comes back in 2 months and says, you know what? I want to be the head coach of the Orlando Magic.
Hey, say he looks good in blue. We know he looks good in blue, dude.
True. I guess that would be my question to Kings fans, is just like, with everything happening right now in the league, we're seeing the axe on some of these major teams. I guess not for Boston, obviously that one's a promotion, but do you think the Kings need to hop on this train, or is it at a Luke Walton level, or is it higher than that?
I don't think it's higher because we have Monty McNair. I like what Monty's done. He made great like mid-season pickups that really helped.
Didn't get DiVincenzo though.
He did not get DiVincenzo, but that wasn't our fault. That was the Bucks' fault because they announced it earlier than they were supposed to. So it wasn't our fault. So I just want to say that. Good idea.
It's more of
it was a great idea. It was a great idea, but it just didn't pan out because somebody in the social media team fucked up, basically. But I mean, the Kings have already confirmed that Luke Walton is going to be the coach. Unfortunately, I think. Yeah. Well, I want to give them the benefit of the doubt because they have moments of greatness, and the thing is, they just always play to their competition. And I don't know if that's him. I don't know if that's the players. I don't know if that's the culture. But every time they play a like 500 team, they have a great game. They're with him the whole time, and then they might lose it at the end. But then when they play a shitty team, they score like 19 points in the third quarter, and it's like, what the fuck is going on? And so I don't know if that's a coaching issue. Obviously, he has terrible lineups. He has terrible, like, I don't know. He doesn't really see how to put guys together, and he's been trying to figure that out for like 2 seasons, but not a lot has been shifting around. At this point, you think he'd have a pretty good idea of who's going to run together. So I don't know. I'm willing to at least bring it to the All-Star break, but if we're having the same results as we did last year and the year before, I'd say cut him at the All-Star break, let Alvin Gentry take over, and let him run it out for the rest of the season.
Sounds like you don't have a lot of faith, Greg. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but also like, here's
but
why
also he's going to get fired
this
day.
And also fuck him.
Like I want to see him do well because I'm a Kings fan. I want the Kings to do well. But if it's the same old, like something's got to give, right?
I think only 2 seasons, especially these days where you see so many bad teams just cycle head coaches. As much as I hate some of the decisions he's made, at the very least there's some continuation here and hopefully something to build on. We've got 2 great players that we want to continue to put pieces around, and at the very least it'll be the same system. De'Aaron obviously had the best season of his life this season with Luke as the head coach, so there is some potential upside for how things can go, but I'm totally on board. Let's fire him around the break if we're well below 500.
I think something key that you said there is we have 2 great players. Spivey in the Spivey podcast in the chat pointed out Kings don't have enough talent to 100% blame Luke. I think that's true. It's a very good point. It's a very good point, right? If we can get a good free agent in the offseason, 1 or 2 couple core pieces, maybe we'll be talking, oh, Luke is the savior. He saved the Kings, brought the Kings to the playoffs. But even if the Kings do go to the playoffs, Luke, I don't think is going to get like the reward of he did this. It's going to be Monty did this. Monty picked up the right players. Monty like saw the future with Fox and Halliburton. It's not going to be about Luke, which is a bummer. But like Luke is kind of the punching bag for the franchise at this point.
Well, isn't a really good coach though supposed to bring the best out of their players? And they do have some talent.
Yep.
Like maybe they don't have enough talent to be a top tier team, but I think they have enough talent to be a playoff team.
I agree. I 100% agree.
Especially when you look at some of the other playoff teams that I guess The Spurs this year. Golden State was better than the Spurs though. The Spurs looked like they were sleepwalking through the whole thing. Yeah. They just wanted to make sure the Kings didn't make it to the playoffs so they could lose in the playoffs. That's felt like the whole goal for the Spurs team.
You got to get everybody that bonus. The playoff bonus.
I think it's going to be
Sabonis.
I was kind of going over some of the head coaching options that are going to be available for this next season, and it's kind of there's some interesting takes. I think one of the interesting ones is the league going to get its first female head coach, Becky Hammon from the Spurs.
Yep.
That one's been a hot topic for a minute now. David Fizdale obviously is one that's out there. And then two interesting ones, Jeff Van Gundy or Mark Jackson. Could they leave the booth and come back?
God. Please leave the booth. For the love of for America's sake, leave the fucking booth, guys. Please.
I love it. But there's some interesting takes. I mean, like you guys had said earlier, Jason Kidd, I think he's pretty content on LA right now. And like you said, kind of didn't really lean into what everybody was saying about the Portland thing. But then there's also Tim Duncan. I mean, he was an assistant. Maybe he tries to make the jump. Just some interesting little takes. Haven't done any research on it, but just figured I'd spit some names.
Is Rick Adelman available?
I mean,
Dave Yeager, dude. Dave Yeager is actually available. He's an assistant. Yeah, he's an assistant.
He's
yeah.
around.
Yeah, he's
Bring
definitely
him back.
He's definitely available.
We'll see. Do you guys think there's going to be any other teams that fire their head coach, or is this it for the year? I guess there's obviously I can't think of any team specifically, but more of just do you think there's still more heads to roll?
I wonder if Pop is going to retire. I don't know what his contract.
I thought that was going
like.
to be a thing.
Yeah,
I thought that was going to happen. Maybe.
Yeah, and maybe like John was saying, maybe the female assistant takes over for him. I'm not sure. Be interesting.
Coach Hammond.
All right, I want to touch on one other thing before we move on, just because I saw it. I know we're kind of going back into Kings talk, but what if we traded Buddy Hield and Bagley for Porzingis and a first rounder?
Nope. Don't want it.
We take on the salary. Obviously, he's been hurt all the time.
Nope.
But I feel like I don't know how many times this season I was like, man, I wish we were taller up front. I wish we could shoot from the 4 position. I wish we just could protect the rim better. But obviously, Porzingis is immediately after that game in Game 7, he's like, well, I'm not able to show my talent with Luka getting the ball all the time. So I feel like he's going to be gone.
How about
I just seen that?
How about this? I'll make a mini Kings bet with you. I will bet that next season, Marvin Bagley averages a better stat line than Kristaps Porzingis for the entire if they both play over 50 games. How about that? I'll put a little asterisk on there.
You want points per game or
no points, rebounds, assists, like full
better overall
blocks,
full stat line, like, and we'll tally 1-to-1.
Bagley and Porzingis.
You think he's gonna categorically beat him in all of it, or just
no? I think
average?
he will win. Like, he will win more categories than Porzingis will.
Okay. Is Porzingis a max player
all the time? So
I think he wants to
32,
be.
32 mil a year.
So he's like the worst max player in the NBA.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's sad that he's not the number 1 in Dallas. Like, he's like complaining about it. As soon as they lost, he was like, "Oh, Luka is like getting all the shine. I feel like I'm an afterthought." It's like, yeah, well, you're playing like a fucking afterthought. Like, step it up, you know? Like, he's dog shit now. He's not as good as he used to be. He's definitely not the unicorn. So, I don't know. I think Bagley has potential to be what Porzingis could be next year, is all I'm trying to say. I don't think he'll be as good as he was in his prime, but I think he has the potential. Like, Bagley will rise up and Porzingis will fall just a little bit next year.
And we'll hit real hard on NBA offseason once the playoffs are over, but there's a lot of question marks about what the Kings roster is even going to look like.
I heard a little chatter today about Kemba Walker too. Kemba Walker's unhappy in Brooklyn. Could he fit in Sacramento? It's like, but why would we take the ball out of Halliburton? Yeah, and he's always injured too. It's just, it's another interesting one, but we'll save it for another day.
Yeah, just switch Kemba for Harrison Barnes. Like, I mean, what are we really getting there? Like,
not much.
I don't know.
Not much.
Not much. All right, boys, let's get anything else on the NBA. What's your picks?
What did you say? I couldn't hear you over your typing.
Oh, sorry. I'm almost done. What is your picks for final? Who's going to be in the finals and who's going to win it all? And there's an obvious answer that I was trying to figure out if we should just do where you can't pick the Nets.
No.
Or like it's I guess if you pick any other teams in the two conferences, then I don't know. I just feel like we're all going to pick the Nets, right, to win it all after these two games.
I'll go passion pick. I'm gonna go Phoenix. I don't want to see the Nets win. I want to see Chris Paul go and take this team to the pinnacle.
You think Suns versus Nets though?
Mm-hmm.
Suns
Probably.
Nets, but
I mean, I don't see anybody else.
Nets win.
If the Nets are handling Milwaukee this way right now, there's nobody that can touch them in the East. And then Phoenix would just have, again, I'm picking it because I want to see Chris Paul do his thing, finally go get a ring and sit at the top.
Pretty easy to root for the Suns, man. Pretty easy to root for them. Like
not hard.
Like, bunch of young players you wanted to see step up, and Chris Paul finally beating LeBron and on this road.
Yep.
He's just a good guy.
All those things.
Unfortunately, I used to hate him, but now he's beating LeBron all the time. So
same.
Matt, Colby, you guys got picks?
Finals matchup or just who's gonna win it all?
Matchup, and then who's gonna win it?
All right, it's gonna be the Suns and my Atlanta Hawks.
Oh,
Suns
like
and
I'm just sticking with it.
Attaboy.
Hawks are gonna take it all.
Do you think Hawks are going all the way?
All the way. Trae Young and his hairline going all the way.
All the way up.
All the way back.
All right, Colby, what do you got?
For all my slander earlier, I'll take the Jazz out the West. Fuck it. I gotta
That's
make
right,
it up.
Pro
I gotta
Jazz
make.
podcast.
I gotta make it up to the city, or not city of Utah. It's basically population-wise a city, but I'll take the Jazz out of the West, and I gotta take the Philadelphia 76ers out of the East.
Let's go, dude.
Let's go, dude. I mean, obviously the Nets are gonna win, but 76ers for the sake of entertaining value.
For the sake of entertainment, if the Jazz and the Sixers make the finals, who wins, Colby? Jazz, wow.
Jazz, I'm going Jazz, baby.
The Mormons stay up till 11 p.m. that night to celebrate the win.
They're gonna run out of soda in Utah that night.
So how fucked up is it if I pick Clippers Nets win it all? Is that just too obvious?
You can't do that. So you made us all pick around that, and then you're gonna take the easy way out.
Can you do like a Tony Reali and mute this guy?
Yeah, right. Mute him.
-2.
For sure, at least -2.
Fuck, dude. You guys picking Suns? I really liked. Fuck. I'm not picking the Hawks. That's weird.
We literally picked everybody else besides the Nets.
I know.
And the Clippers. Like,
I did
pick
the ESPN pick then. You did pick the Nets?
Yeah, I was the first one to. I said that I went passion pick for Phoenix, but then out of the East, I said because Brooklyn is just beating the shit out of them.
I'll do Nets Clips, but I'm gonna take Clippers all the way.
All
right. Kawhi brings it home again. Third championship on his third team. Yep.
It would be pretty cool if like the Clippers, they were like down against the Mavs, came back. They were down 2-1, 3-2, came back.
Come back.
It would be pretty fucking a hell of a run if they did
a
it this way.
redemption round.
For them. Yeah, absolutely.
True.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, that's NBA. We'll see. We've got Suns and Nuggets game 2 tonight, 6:30, kind of starting right now.
Yeah.
All right. And as we move forward, it's time for Hockey Hour.
The Hockey Hour, eh?
Some Hockey Hour over here, eh? Oh, all right there, eh?
Okay, bud.
Hey, Bob, you gotta. What's going on in the hockey world there, eh?
Well, we didn't get our first round there very good there, so I'm just gonna get on back over there and give it another try there. What do you say, eh?
Hey.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
I was reading this.
That's what they say.
No, I'll give a quick recap because the last week we didn't really get through the first round, so I'm gonna try and just do it real quick here. So we'll start Panthers Lightning, defending Stanley Cup champs in the Lightning took the series to 6 and won. Andrei Vasilevsky is nuts. It took him a couple games, but he finally started making some saves. Lightning won it in 6. And then we go to the Caps Bruins. Caps Bruins was a good one. It was classic rivalry, but Tuukka Rask had about enough after game 1 where the Caps won, and they won 4 straight.
Damn.
Penguins
Boston fans are
Islanders.
sad.
4 straight. Holy shit.
Yeah, Tuukka Rask was absolutely nuts. So Penguins Islanders was probably upset of the first round. Islanders beat the Penguins. They were the lowest seed. Actually, they weren't. Canadians were.
New York
in terms
sports
of that,
right now.
but yeah, I know, right? That's what I was saying. It was it's a good time to be in New York, just in terms of sports. Oilers Jets. Jets beat the Oilers. It was a pretty dominant series.
I've got something to add. Hold on, real quick. I saw a Lil Wayne concert at the arena where the Islanders play. Just want to throw that out there.
It's like
Lil Wayne, Nicki Minaj. I went with Connor Shin when we were in New York. We decided to go to a concert, so me and Connor went to a Lil Wayne, Nicki Minaj concert in New York, dude.
Dude,
It was
Young Money,
awesome
dude.
shot.
Sick, dude.
We weren't 21 yet, so we had to ask some random chick to buy us beers, but it turned out to be a great night.
That's awesome.
It was fun.
I did miss one. I missed the Canes and the Predators. The Hurricanes beat the Predators. 4 out of the 6 games went to overtime. It was a pretty good series. Bringing it back, Maple Leafs and Canadians. I think I'll actually take it back because the Canadians were the last ones to qualify for playoffs, and they had lost like 9 straight and were just in free fall mode. And then now they've come back and they beat the Maple Leafs in a pretty hard-fought series, and then they just swept in the second round to punch their ticket. So they were the last team into the playoffs. They're the first team to go into the semifinals. So kind of a cool turnaround story for the Canadians. Fuck the Golden State Knights. I was
going to say that's Utah.
Golden Knights.
Did you mention
Golden
the
Knights.
Utah
Golden
adapted
Knights.
team or adopted team, the Vegas Golden Knights?
Dude, they were next on my list. Just big middle fingers to the Golden Knights. I'm sorry, Minnesota. I was rooting for you. I really was. But it was a Game 7 series. I mean, it was a good series. It really was. Golden Knights dominated early. Wild came back, sent it to Game 7, but was not to be. So Wild take that series. And then finally, Avalanche and Blues. Avs are probably one of the top picks to win it. You could put them in Vegas kind of in the same category, and they pretty much breezed through the Blues. It was pretty one-sided, and then that brought us to the second round, and second round's going pretty well right now. Islanders are ahead in their series. They're actually playing right now, and they're up 4-1.
New York.
Damn.
Yeah, so they actually could win the series tonight right now. Canes lost actually to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay won the series 4-1. The Knights lead the series right now 3-2 with that game coming up tomorrow. That game 6 coming up tomorrow. And then again, like I said, Canadians taking on the Jets, and they swept. They won 4 in a row.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so it's some good hockey going on right now. Like I said, I'm starting to get just more and more into it, but playoff hockey is second to none, man.
It's incredible. I should be watching it, but I'm not. I feel bad.
Well, I'll say in the time that I was doing the recap, Marchand just took a pass from Krejci, and now it is 4-2 with 14:22 left in the third. New York trying to close out the series at home.
You're right,
baby.
Hey, 2-goal lead. Worst lead in hockey. Let's see what they can do with
True.
it. Let's
True.
see.
I got one question before we move on. John, who's gonna win it all?
Didn't he pick Avalanche last week?
I picked the Avalanche last week.
Yeah.
Things can change.
Tom, who do you think is gonna win?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm still gonna. If I was to switch it to just kind of the best story, it would be the Canadians. I'd love for them to win, but the Avalanche are so good. Their top line is young. It's fast. They're just playing really, really insane hockey. But again, it's the two basically two of the top picks right now to win the Stanley Cup are going at it. It's Colorado versus Vegas right now. So I would say probably the winner of that series has the best shot at the cup. But I want it to be Colorado.
Nice there.
I think we all do.
All right.
That was a good hockey hour.
That was a great hockey hour.
For all you hockey fans, besides you bandwagon Golden Knights fans, you're all 10 play.
Exactly. Yeah.
10 play.
In fact, you're all it's bans, perma bans. I'm taking over.
I was actually at a sports bar, a local sports bar, and yeah, just a ton of like really nice brand new Golden Knight shirts.
Yeah.
And Jazz jerseys.
Tag hanging off the back.
Ice cream all over it, soda in hand.
Yeah. Amazon delivered this morning.
So during the hockey hour, we got a message in the chat from Hurricane Camille. She said, "Hey boys, long time, first time. Which sport should I pretend to like to make you guys think I'm hot?"
Great question, dude.
That's a great question, Camille. Probably
Lacrosse,
football.
we'll get there.
lacrosse. Yeah, there we go.
Lacrosse,
We-
we'll
Lacrosse.
We'll get there later. It's the new hotness.
There you
You
go.
want to surprise any man in your life? Say you're a lacrosse fan.
Just a lax head.
You're a Cannons fan.
Yeah, I just love to lace up my glove. Is that even? What do you even say? And what's lacrosse lingo?
Is it do you call it
That's
net?
a good question.
Stick with it. I'm gonna bring my gloves and my stick with a net, and I'm gonna throw a ball in a net, something like that.
All right, Camille, you need to look up some lacrosse lingo and get back to us. And then
Lacrosse would be that'd be kind of impressive. Like as a guy, you're like, oh, my football and all that shit, and then some girls like just knows a ton about the Premier League.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I'm pretty turned on right now.
Do you guys know anything about the Premier League?
I only know that former NFL wide receiver Chris Hogan is on a team.
What?
Yeah.
Crazy Eyes Chris Hogan?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
found that out.
I forgot that was his name.
He's just like,
Yeah, his first his opening, like their opening day was actually in Foxborough at Gillette Stadium.
The
Oh, wow.
irony.
Yeah.
But his game
Good
checks
for him.
are a little bit lighter than they used to be.
Probably.
you can't deflate a lacrosse ball.
All right. Should we take a
True.
break, or should we even hit lacrosse right now? Where are we going in the sports landscape, boys? We
You
got
tell-
4 more segments.
You tell me, baby.
All right. Well, I think should we hit our break and then we'll come back and hit what we got left here?
Let's do it.
Also, football and baseball is super hot.
So
Football,
hot.
baseball, so hot.
hot.
So fucking hot.
We could talk some baseball.
Hell yeah.
Please tell me Tim Lincecum's ERA. Please tell me. Please say it to me slowly.
Yeah. Let's talk about Mike Trout's exit velo off the bat.
All right, Tom, set up the break, and then we'll take our little mini break. We'll be right back, right?
All right, guys, we're gonna have a message from a fellow podcast, the Spivey Special.
Yeah.
We're gonna hear from them right now. Stick with us.
Stick with us. We'll be right back.
The Spivey Special Podcast with your hosts, Zach and Troy Spivey.
We have a weekly podcast featuring two chubby brothers and our guests talking about junk food, the 90s, and answering life's weird questions.
Like, do you think we could German suplex Barry White?
So listen to the show, the Spivey Special Podcast.
Uh-oh. For some reason, our ad read just completely stopped. Let me try it again here. We're running it back. We're giving you guys 2 ads. 2 Spivey special ads. All right, here we go.
The Spivey Special Podcast with your hosts, Zach and Troy Spivey.
We have a weekly podcast featuring two chubby brothers and our guests talking about junk food, the 90s, and answering life's weird questions.
Like, do you think we could German suplex Barry White?
So listen to the show, the Spivey Special Podcast, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also follow us on social media at Spivey Special on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and the old TikTok.
All right, make sure you give those guys a follow. They're awesome. They're good friends of the pod. And
We're also going to be attempting to kick a 40-yard field goal on YouTube in the next couple of days.
Ooh, that's badass. Hell yeah.
So Zach thinks he can hit a 40-yarder. I'm taking the under.
Do you know what he's Do you know what he's wagering?
I don't know. We'd have to pull it up here. I just saw a clip from their social media.
Spivey, what's your current PR on a field goal?
What is the PR?
Personal record.
No,
Let's see.
Sorry.
Do we have Spivey in the chat to represent his brand here?
Spivey has been in the chat. We'll see. Hopefully he didn't hear the first botched ad read. For some reason it cut off halfway through, so I ran it back. We ran it twice for him.
Well,
so
maybe that's if he's here. If he's here, chime into the chat. If he's here,
deal.
chime into the chat. We'll see him.
Maybe we'll have to do a kickoff between the A Gap and the Spivey special.
Whoa.
Oh,
Crossover event. Crossover event.
I like it.
All right, boys. Well, we're moving on here. So I think let's start with everyone's favorite sport right now, at least everyone from the Bay Area to Northern California. Baseball, baby. San Francisco Giants. As of this recording, they did lose today in extras, but I think they still do have the best win percentage in the league. They have been crushing it once again. Pitching, hitting all come together. Another thing different from last week, I would say, is the young hitters. The young hitters that we've seen kind of come up and actually starting to, like your Wade Juniors, your Vosslers. Trump is back, and I never want to see Casali again. I think he's the guy. It's been fun, another fun week. So I guess go from there, boys.
It's been a fun week, but it's also been a very emotional week.
Yes.
The news about Dwayne Kuiper having a medical condition, as he put it, that requires chemo. So we all kind of know what the repercussion of that is. And it means a lot. I think as long as I've been a fan, and I think all of us have been a fan, he's been in the booth alongside Kruk, and it's been a little bit of a tough week that way, but it's been cool to see the team rally around that and all the support on the local radio and from all the guys in the booth. It was really cool hearing John Miller pay homage to him on Crawford's home run with the out of here call. I think it's something that, as tragic as it is, I think the team can really rally around it too.
And that was kind of the thing, is just thinking about it just in terms of they've been the play-by-play since I can remember, like Giants games, you know what I mean? It's just those are historic voices for the franchise, and they're meaningful voices to the fan base. And just, so to have that, it's definitely been kind of an emotional last few days.
Wish him a speedy recovery. It's been emotional and sentimental. Like yesterday, Crawford set the record for most games started at shortstop for an SF Giant. So there's just been a lot of feels this week. True. I think.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys saw the picture going around Twitter of like Buster and Crawford like laughing together, and it was like this picture could have been taken in 2012. Like this is incredible. It's a very nostalgic season, I would say.
True.
But yeah, I'm with you guys. Prayers up to Kuip. Obviously, speedy recovery, dude. We're all here with you. I mean, the support on Twitter, on all social media platforms was insane. I mean, it was. I think it was even trending in California. Like it was massive. So we all care about him. We love him. I mean, They even switch back and forth between the radio and TV. So regardless of how you watch the games, he's been a part of your life as a Giants fan. So prayers up.
He's a fighter, man. He's
prayers
a fighter.
up. Happy thoughts in the universe.
Right,
whatever your beliefs are, send him good vibes. Yeah, good vibes out to Kuip.
On the back to the Crawford thing, did you see the recreation he did of that, like the classic picture of him as a little kid at a Giants game?
Yeah. Oh, really?
Dude. I just love that about Crawford. He's just like you can just see yourself as a Giants fan growing up in him, and he's got to live out his dream, literally.
Yeah. There's the classic picture. They show it a lot of him as a little kid, like up on the little banister in the stands with his little chubby face, but he recreated that same exact picture, and it's super awesome.
Oh, that's so cool. Because I've seen the original. I did not see the recreation. I'll have to look that up. That's incredible.
But now it kind of begs the question, because he's hitting super well. He had 2 more bombs last night. And the talk at the beginning of the year was, are they going to go after Correa or Baez or Story or Lindor, even though he got signed, or Seager? But now it's like, do we just sign him for 2-3 more years as a bridge to Luciano? Because he's honestly playing better than all those guys right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would say yes, man. He's meant so much to the franchise, and he's been performing at the level that we need that player to perform at, you know? So why not? But I would probably, as fucked up as it sounds, still say a 2-year deal seems exactly right to me.
Yeah, but I'd rather do like a 2-year deal for Crawford than like a 6-year deal for Trevor Story.
Yeah,
totally.
You know?
Yeah.
Those guys are all going to require mega deals. Craw's going to want to be back. I'm thinking just use him as the bridge. He's still smooth as hell at shortstop.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Incredible.
He doesn't want to play anywhere else. This is where he wants to, hang his cleats up. So I feel it. I was gonna say also just on the subject of the local kid getting to play for his team, Sammy Long. That was a very cool outing for him. Sacramento native. I think he's even Rockland native. Like even
Carmichael.
Okay.
Oh, Carmichael.
Mhm.
Okay.
Carmichael
So even
represent.
still pretty close. But man, he came out and he looked good today. So that was very, very
Like seven strikeouts in 4 innings or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Struck out half
Took
the
him
guys
one
he faced.
outing to get featured on Pitching Ninja's Twitter.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. That nasty curveball.
Ooh.
It was.
Yeah.
Fastball in the mid 90s and that big looping curve. It's kind of a deadly combo.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
it's
gotta
a bummer they
stick
gave it
to it,
away. It was so frustrating to
Damn it,
watch
Tyler.
that bottom of the ninth, man. It was so frustrating to watch.
I saw the pitching zone where McGee just grooved that fastball, like 0-2 count, just right down the middle, man.
Yeah.
Like
Can't do that.
he was really good at the beginning of the year, but the bullpen's concerning.
Lost it.
Like we were talking about last week, they're gonna
Yeah.
have to upgrade it if they want to win series.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially like these pitchers duels, right? Like the low scoring games. Like we can go up there and rake 8 runs against like your number 2, 3, 4 guy, but against the aces, it's a little tougher.
True.
I think he'll make some moves. I don't think this will be the last time we bring this up because it seems like the
Probably
bullpen continues to be an issue. So, but Giants continue to kill it. So I feel like they're going to have to do something. It's not going to end like this. This won't be the final bullpen.
It's going to have to make some changes.
Absolutely. Well, yeah. So besides that, as we move on, I guess everything else. The only other thing I put in here is the Yankees have a terrible offense, and I guess if I could say one sentence on this is, fuck the Yankees, dude. Who gives a shit? Yeah, fuck those guys, dude.
If this podcast makes
your
its
tears
way
with
all
your
the way to the
billions.
East Coast,
We'll
'em.
never be
Fuck
invited.
'em.
Dude, exactly. If anyone in the chat wants to stand up for the Yankees, then please let me know. I just don't think that's a
Yeah,
thing.
not to isolate an entire fan base, but Yankee fans are so dumb. Like
That's
they
so
show
rude
up,
of you
it's
to
like a
take an entire
21-year-old kid with like a Mickey Mantle jersey. It's like 27 championships. It's like you were like 3 years old the last time they won one. Shut up.
Fucking insufferable, dude. Yeah.
True that.
Yankees fans are almost as bad as Dodgers fans.
Nah,
Almost, but not
almost.
close, but not as bad. I wonder how many episodes it's gonna take us to just burn all other fan bases. like episode 60, like only people listening to us are West Coast. Like that's
Yeah, exactly.
it. That's it.
The Bay Area's even gone just because we keep talking about the Kings, dude.
Yeah,
It's just-
exactly right. I love it.
So as we move on down, boys, move on to the next segment. It's very early, but obviously, does anyone have how many days till the beginning of the
Less than
week
100.
one?
It was
Week
100
Less than
last
100
week,
last week,
and
so
it was been
93.
8 days, so 92.
I just want
Oh, it has been 8 days.
I want like a doomsday clock in my room that just says how many days till, so I can just keep hope alive.
Maybe we'll have to add that to like the overlay of the stream is just like a countdown to the NFL
Days till week
kickoff.
Don't like our content now, at least come back during week
Yeah,
one.
that's when it heats up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's when it gets good.
Hey, we're warming up, baby. We're just warming up. But there was big news in the NFL.
True.
Who
Titans,
are you
they may have
talking
made
about?
a trade.
Who may you be talking about?
Who might you be talking about? Yeah, dude, Titans. It makes my Ryan Tannehill take from last week seem a little less likely. I actually found
I
out
know.
he restructured his contract so that they could go get Julio.
Oh,
Yeah.
good call.
Guy wants to win.
Good guy,
Yeah.
Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good
seriously.
guy. Just putting it out there. Just a real team player, that guy.
Well, they're going to need
overall.
a Julio Jones because their defense is going to be absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
So I think they're probably just like, we need to score 35, 40 points a game. Let's go get Julio Jones, pair him up with AJ Brown. That's got to be the best receiver duo in the NFL now. I think AJ Brown is a top 8 receiver at least.
Didn't the Cardinals pick somebody up? And it's like hopping. I don't remember.
They got AJ Green.
Oh yeah. He doesn't have as much pop as he used to.
That's not close. I don't think.
Yeah.
That's the 7 years ago. It was
exactly
the best wide receiver core in the league. Yeah,
you can say Lockett and Metcalf are up there.
True.
I hate all the Metcalf is Jerry Rice already shit, dude. I think it's so funny. It's so funny how everyone just thinks he's. I don't know. I watched him drop many passes, many passes last season.
Yeah,
important ones in the end zone.
He just makes highlights.
Physical specimen.
He is an absolute freak athlete, but he is pretty much a go route runner too. That's it. I would rather have AJ Brown
prove something. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
absolutely. More of a veteran.
No Seahawks bias here.
None at all. Let me cover up my banner real quick.
Yeah, it's kind of a little. It's a slow time right in the NFL, so we're all kind of waiting to get some news. We've got OTAs that have been going on, so we're starting to see, like, as an Eagles fan, seeing all the footage of Hurts to Devontae Smith has been fucking awesome. Like, I've been really enjoying seeing him just kind of get it going. But it's like we're at such a different point between the Niners and the Eagles, for example. It's like I'm just happy to see him playing, and I'm excited to see the young guys try something out. But
I mean, I'm with you, man. Like, I'm on Twitter looking at Trey Lance and Jimmy Garoppolo doing like the backup warm-up throws. I'm like, this is sick.
Like, yes.
Like, they're just like throwing to coaches, not doing anything. Like, that's a good throwing motion right there.
Perfect.
Jimmy's looking good. Trey's coming along. Yeah, it is definitely that time of year. I think training camp maybe starts the end of July. So we're just looking for really anything to cling on to, any sort of content. Get like a slow motion pass from Jalen Hurts to Jalen Reagor. And you're just like, that was so clean. Shorts and t-shirt.
Beautiful pass. Yeah, exactly.
Well, you have the somebody had like a Zach Wilson. He's like 70% completion percentage in OTAs.
70% against no defense.
Yeah,
looking incredible.
He's just like throwing it into baskets. Like, come on. That's ridiculous. It's like Madden minicamp. I could get 70% in Madden minicamp. Come on.
Exactly.
True.
No one's there. No one's playing defense. Fucking whatever.
Zach Wilson's gonna be interesting. Sorry, continue, Tom. Keep going.
I guess the only thing the only news that continues to roll on, it's not even really news, is that Aaron Rodgers didn't show up to OTAs. Shocker of the year. The other kind of interesting wrinkle I've heard about it is that Jordan Love had a terrible first day of OTAs.
Yep.
But he came in yesterday and I guess had a great day of OTAs, which is kind of like a dumb statement. Even just saying that sounds dumb. But this is the NFL news cycle right now. So what do you guys think? Is Rodgers ever going to show up?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's got to. I mean, so what's he going to do? Honestly, the thing that's against him is he is Brady's 44, but he doesn't have time on his side. He doesn't have seasons to waste where he can just sit one out. And I don't know. And what better position are you going to be in than a team that's got to back-to-back NFC championships? You know, like, unless you're just ultimately arrogant and think that wherever you go, you're going to lead them to a Super Bowl. But he knows. He's been in Green Bay on good teams. He knows how hard it is to get there. Like, they do need him, obviously, but he kind of needs them too. They should just kind of sit aside and let him throw his tantrum, and he'll come back. That's just my opinion, though.
Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, is it more of a? It seems like it's like a scheme, whatever the fuck you want to call it, system problem, right? So it's not like he's not trying to negotiate for more money, right? He's just upset with the GM. He's upset with. Maybe not so much Matt LaFleur. It
has nothing to do with Matt LaFleur.
I didn't think so either. So
it's
mostly the
over
GM. So he just wants better personnel, right?
I think it seems like at this point he's just trying to make them upset.
Yeah, it really does.
There's really no like I want a contract extension or I want anything. It's just like I want you guys to know how mad I am at you.
Yeah, and like honestly, if you look at the personnel, granted, okay, they have Devontae Adams, one of the best receivers in the NFL. Other than that, not much. That's probably what he's worried about, right?
Yeah.
Tight end, a little bit thin.
Tanyan fucking sucks. We all
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
Fuck Robert
Tight end
Tonyan,
is a little bit
dude.
thin. But then you have Aaron Jones, debatably a top 5 running back in the league. Like, they have players. So it's like he's kind of throwing this fit at like his own birthday party.
I think it's just
like it's weird.
the Jordan Love thing, and he says it's not the Jordan Love thing, but I think it's that they
But it's
didn't
the Jordan
draft a
Love
receiver and they drafted Jordan Love. Like I don't think he's gonna take it out on Jordan Love.
Yeah.
But I think he's mad at them still for that.
From what I understand, I guess Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers actually have a decent relationship. From what I've heard.
Yeah.
People retire and then come out of retirement last minute for a new team, though. Really flex on him.
He could do that.
I think it's very possible. I don't think he's going to show up. I think if he's going to actually hold his ground here, then he's not going to play this year. I think that's how it's going to end up. He's going to sit out the entire year, get fined a fuck ton, and then he'll find something else.
It's so dumb. This could be like.
I guess that goes back to the point of like, is he going to
folds.
go to Denver and just win it all? Like probably
No,
not.
fuck no. No shot.
Peyton did it.
Yeah, but this is a different defense. That
also
defense
had
is
Eric
not
Decker,
the same. Yeah.
Demarius Thomas, Wes Welker.
Yeah.
True.
Stacked
Very
defense.
true.
Yeah, exactly. That Denver
Dude,
team.
Don't talk shit about Jerry Julio.
Oh, True Grit says Brett Favre round 2 Jets baby.
No.
He'll
Dick
train
pics and
Zach
all.
Wilson. Yeah, exactly. Dick pics and everything.
I hope so.
Oh,
I'm
God.
down for that.
You guys think Aaron Rodgers is circumcised?
Yes.
Yeah,
Just
I
based
probably
on
say
just based
yes.
on math.
I say
He's
yes.
not.
I don't think he is. I'm staying in the anteater column.
I think this is where we lose the remaining audience.
Yeah, no,
I'm gonna plead the
Last-
fifth.
Hey,
The
I'm
last
spicing
two
it
we
up.
had
are
I'm
gone
now.
spicing it up, baby.
There is a chance
the end
one
of
of
the
us
show.
four.
Way two traditional values over.
I love it.
Yeah, dude. I think, yeah, he has to show up because, like Matt was saying, if he doesn't show up, like, how many years does he have left? Like, he's giving up a gem year, I think. Like, a year that he still has all of his arm strength, accuracy. If he waits one more year, that could all go to shit. Like Peyton on the
never know.
Broncos. Granted, they won it, right? But Peyton had a fucking wet noodle of an arm when they won that Super Bowl.
He also had that neck surgery, which kind of fucked
True.
him up.
That is true.
Like Rodgers is still physically prime, but you never know.
Yeah, you never
And
know.
like Deshaun Watson can totally hold out. He's 25 or
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly.
Like he can
exactly.
hold out for a year, and it's not a big deal. But Rodgers is on the downslope of his age, at least.
I feel like
I think Rodgers is too stubborn. I think Rodgers is too stubborn to just come back to camp with his head hung low, you know, fucking George Michael walking slowly in Arrested Development like this whole world is ruined, you know. I don't think he'll do that. I think he'd rather sit out and lose money and not play. I just don't see it. He's
It's not a
too
bad
stubborn.
point. He is a very stubborn guy. It wouldn't shock me if he sat. But he
Oh.
shouldn't.
Thanks for the
Who
heads
do you
up
think's
on the mic
more
here.
likely to play this
he
year?
should just get
Rodgers
over
or
himself.
Watson?
Rodgers.
I think Rodgers between those two.
I think Rodgers will suck it up. This will be his last year in Green Bay. And whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, I think Watson, like, people might still be afraid to even pick him up. Like, somebody will, like, right? Somebody will pick him up. He'll sit out, and then he'll try and go somewhere else. But teams might still be afraid to trade him, or like
That's the
trade
problem.
for him.
I think the Texans at this point would be okay with trading for him, but nothing's going to happen until like January with this, probably.
So,
if
that's why he'll probably
if they
sit
go
out.
through with it, so they're not going to get the value.
Don't massage the truth. You know every team's afraid to pick him up.
I gotcha.
All right, good. Someone did. All right. Well, I guess that kind of wraps it up. Besides, I guess real quick, Kyle Shanahan ends OTAs because 2 players already got hurt. He
Preach.
he just says, "Nope, we're
Preach.
not doing this. We're done. We're done." He's that
Yeah.
scared.
It's interesting. It's like, what do you do? It seems like Levi Stadium is built on like a haunted burial ground, so they're just cursed. Like Jeff Wilson Jr. got
know what to
hurt
do.
standing, or he's sitting in a chair.
I don't know what to
Wait,
do.
He sat
What?
down. Yeah, so Jeff Wilson Jr. sits in a chair, feels like a little thing in his knee, gets up, and his meniscus splits in half. Like,
What the?
Yeah, we
fuck?
need somebody to come through and sage that place, dude. Like, what is
Yeah.
going on? This place is.
We need a witch doctor on the team. You think in the
So
Bay Area they would have one?
I was gonna say, just
Like, come
take
on.
some crystals through there. Do something, man. Come
So-
on.
He's-
he
Easy,
spoke
dude.
to the media today, and he was a little bit Grant Cohn had a Grant Cohn question, and he kind of shut him down a little bit, but
Ooh.
he wasn't super defensive about it. But he said, I feel like everybody got their work in. We did pretty good, so there's no need to continue it. I wouldn't cancel the rest of OTAs just because of injuries, but after like a guy tears his meniscus, tears his ACL, tears his Achilles, and you cancel the rest of OTAs the next day, like there's something there.
Right.
Yeah.
But like, what can you do?
You get a shaman down to Levi Stadium. And if a shaman doesn't work, you get a priest. And if a priest doesn't work, you move the fucking stadium, dude.
Yeah.
Tear that
Tear
thing
it
down.
down.
Demolish it and go back to the city, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, True Grit, I'm with you as well. Hopefully there are no more Pac-12 championships at Levi's because the Ducks do not play well at Levi's, unfortunately.
The ancient Indian burial ground that they built it over,
It's sketch. And it's just, I don't know, it's a weird setting for a Pac-12 championship. When we went, there were like 4,000 people there. It's like, it's just weird.
It's not it's not a sports town, it's a tech town.
Exactly.
And it's nowhere near the city in terms of
No.
like how long it actually takes in Bay Area traffic to get there. You don't feel like you're anywhere near San Francisco.
Because you're not.
Yeah,
I mean, you're an
'Cause
hour
you're not.
away. You're at least an hour, if not two, with traffic away.
That's funny at like 49er home games, they still have the shots of the Golden Gate Bridge. You're,
Oh,
yeah,
all-
you're like,
oh, yeah.
you're like 35 miles away from San Francisco right now.
That's like a fucking hour on the freeways during any time.
Yeah.
That's a long way. What are you gonna do? You guys, the stadium's built, so it's not like it's changing anytime soon. So
Yeah, true.
hopefully they find that good shaman and really bring it home.
Hopefully.
Good shaman, good band.
What's the? I guess let me ask this question while we're here. What's cursing the Niners? What's the Babe Ruth curse for the Red Sox for the Niners right now?
There's a common fan theory that it's the Levi's curse.
There is.
Levi's curse.
It's a real thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Ever since they
What's the
moved there,
Levi's curse.
it's just that ever since they
Just
moved away
cursed?
from SF, went to Santa Clara, that nothing's really gone right. They have lost a Super Bowl, so at least you had a good season there, but ton of injuries. Just nothing good's happened.
Jesus.
I curse.
Do you think the Niners will ever win a Super Bowl while they're at Levi's?
I fucking hope so.
They
man.
better. Yeah, they
Small
fucking
one.
better.
That's a
Yeah.
loaded question, I know.
I'm not
Do
gonna
you
say
think
no.
that
bad you guys can
Do you
be.
think the Eagles are going to win a Super Bowl with Jalen Hurts?
Yeah.
You sure? Are you really sure? You sure?
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool, dude.
I feel all right about
Totally.
it. They're young. We got a lot of years to figure it out, baby. A lot of years. You can go through a couple of head coaches in that time.
Easily.
They at least can speak
Keep
words.
trying to get
All
at
right.
receiver. Just keep drafting one.
Drafting receivers over and over. Ignore the offensive line like every other NFL team. All right, boys. Moving away from NFL. NFL will miss you. We'll see you next week. Hopefully, some more stuff. I honestly, I think I'm going to throw this at Colby, right?
Yeah, I'll take it.
USA beats Mexico. What's the deal?
Yeah,
What do we got?
dude. Oh my God. Did any of you guys watch that USA versus Mexico game? Dude,
I watched the highlights for
it
sure.
watch
was electric. It was so fun to watch. I mean, Christian Pulisic, however you pronounce it, he is now the new Patrick
Pulisic.
Dempsey. Pulisic, yeah. He is the new guy. Like, he is the
Pulisic.
face of American soccer. He plays.
he has been
plays
for a minute.
Chelsea. He's in Premier League. But I guess he's been that guy for a while. But I don't know. This is the first like national game that I personally watched that he also was like the reason why we won multiple times. So basically, the game was tied 2-2, and then it went into extra time. So for those of you that don't know soccer, 90 minutes, then there's 2 periods of 15 minutes after that, and then so on and so forth. In the first 15 minutes, the first half of overtime, Christian Pulisic got a penalty kick. Just absolutely Pulisic. God, that's a weird name.
Pulisic.
Pulisic. It's like Pulisic. All right, now got it.
There you go.
Basically,
got it.
housed it in the top corner, just absolutely smashed it. Guy didn't have a chance. Took his shirt off, ran to the corner. I think that was like an homage to the U.S. national women's team when the girl like took her shirt off and like ran around, was freaking out in the World Cup. And he actually ran into the corner with all the Mexican fans, and they started throwing bottles and cans and all this shit. It actually got a little bit ugly toward the end of the game. It was a lot of like taunting back and forth. There were a couple like scraps even on the field.
Nice,
and then,
dude.
Yeah, it was very intense.
Fiery,
it was
fiery.
It was a full-on rivalry. It was awesome. And then, so in the second 15 minutes of overtime, the Mexican team got a penalty kick. And earlier in the game, the USA men's goalie was injured and had to come out of the game. Backup goalie came in. First opportunity, he had to save a goal. Went right by him, and that was Mexico's second goal. So, Mexico has this penalty kick. They go to kick it. The dude jumps, saves it. It was the most epic save. The crowd behind him was all USA fans. There's like an angle you can find online of like the fans in the background just going nuts, like beers flying in the air. It was just, it was so dramatic. Like, I love intense soccer games. They get so dramatic, especially with like PKs, all the video reviews, all the arguing. It was just a classic, like, USA World Cup kind of men's team story of like just some underdogs scrapping, playing soccer. It was a blast. I was loving it.
I wish I saw it live because it did look like that game.
Yeah, it's I don't know. US soccer is back, dude. I'm buying in low on USA stock for the World Cup in Qatar.
All right.
When's the World
I like
Cup
it.
again? When is it? When's the next World Cup?
I think it's 2022 in Qatar, which we do not stand.
Qatar.
We're not a Qatar podcast. We're not a Qatar podcast, dude. No.
Oh, they really treat their people well over there in Qatar, I think.
Just about as good as the Utah Jazz
Man.
fans, dude.
Jesus.
Hey.
How many citizens died to make them? Oh, God. Not compare Utah people to the Qatar government, dude. Jesus Christ.
No, just Jazz fans, not all the people in Utah.
Oh, just Jazz fans.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Yes.
They're as bad as the Qatar.
It's debatable. It is debatable. But yeah, it's supposed to be 2022, I believe. It's gonna be a blast.
Yikes.
Buy in now. Start watching USA Soccer, man. They're legit.
They won tonight. I think it said 4-0 last time I checked on the
Hell yeah.
friendly they were just playing.
It's fun, man. I
Yeah.
love watching me a good soccer match. I don't know, something about watching soccer. It's like very calming, and then it's extremely intense. It's like it's lows and highs, like nothing. It's kind of like hockey in a way, but hockey's almost constantly going. So it's a slower form of hockey on grass.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna hit some Sac Republic games this year.
Oh
It's
hell
always a good
yeah!
time. Always a good time.
Yeah, that was
All right,
that's
let's,
my soccer segment, I guess.
That's the soccer second.
There we go. Hell yeah, the soccer second. Love it. Love it.
All right, well, I'm gonna throw it to the resident lacrosse fan. Matt, why don't you kick us off?
Man, I think I already got all the lacrosse takes out. Talked about Chris Hogan.
I know.
I really just put Premier League premiered over the weekend. Do we care? Are we into it? Are we interested?
I'm interested.
I'm interested.
I'm interested
I just
too.
have nothing to add.
I just don't have a Peacock subscription. So if anybody wants to throw me like a promo code or like share me your login, I would love to stream Premier League lacrosse on, Peacock.
The chances are low, but if anyone has a Peacock subscription that's watching right now, I as well would like your login. If you could just put that in the chat, the email and password, that sure would be nice for everybody.
It's $5 a month. Just grow up and subscribe and throw me your login.
So of the lacrosse teams, I think I'm between the Chaos. I don't really know where any of these teams are from. It just
Do
says
you
the
have a
names.
list in front of you? Can you give us a full list?
I do. All right, the list of the lacrosse teams from the Premier Lacrosse League: the Archers, the Atlas, the Cannons, the Chaos, the Chrome, the Redwoods, the Water Dogs, and the Whip Snakes.
I'm a Whip Snakes guy.
You're a big Whip Snakes guy?
I think Snakes.
I want to be a Chaos guy. That sounds sick, but I still don't even know. Professor Chaos. That's all I think of, though, when I see it.
I think I'm going to go with the Cannons. I don't know why. Cannons just stuck out to me. Also, Chrome. That's
From
like
school.
that's like the
Sponsored
Browns.
by Google.
Oh, that makes sense.
No, it's not actually.
Oh, what the fuck? Okay. I'm like, is that like the Browns but shiny? Like, they're just like, we're gonna be a
Chrome
color.
have a cool logo. I can't even tell what city these teams are from on this website.
Yeah, I don't know if they just
Are they
play
not
in
affiliated
Boston.
with cities? Yeah, they might not be affiliated.
I'm not
with cities.
sure.
It might be like esports, where it's just like an organization without a city.
Right.
Yeah,
We're finding out in real time.
Yeah, it doesn't say on here.
John, who are you going for?
I was also doing what you guys are doing and trying to figure out where the fuck these guys play. It's like it's Atlanta, Georgia. So it's like a tour.
Oh.
So they just go to different
Oh,
arenas.
so
It's
they
like a tour.
were in Gillette last weekend.
Oh, it's like
Yep,
the big
so
three.
they're going to
Yeah.
Atlanta for week 2.
Okay.
So it's a touring league.
I
Okay.
see
They're
on
like
the
Red Wizards are
official
the California team.
I see on the official website they have a pick'em where you can do like a
Ooh.
weekly compete against friends. Maybe we should do that as a pod.
I'm
that
so
we-
down.
So that we care.
I'm
Okay.
super down. Let's do it.
Trying to diversify our sports stakes here.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
why
We're
We're
not?
trying to differentiate.
We were in on what was it? AAF, the American. Oh, AFF.
Yeah.
It was AAF.
AAF.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a big San Diego Fleet guy. They were going to win it all.
Also, XFL is supposed to be making a comeback with Dwayne the Rock Johnson too, so we'll see how that goes.
Dwayne, what's he gonna do?
I don't know, but apparently he's
Let's
like
see.
he's like a
What's he
major.
gonna do about it?
Yeah.
He's like a major investor. He's like trying to bring the XFL
Okay,
back.
I was like, what is he, commissioner? Is he gonna?
That would
fucking-
be hilarious. Dude, anything with his name on it, people are gonna watch it.
Actually-
people are gonna watch Young Rock just because it's his thing, and it's probably trash. Also, probably on Peacock.
It is, I think.
probably
it is
on
Peacock.
Peacock.
So if anybody, just another reason to give us a little login for the sub for Peacock. It sounds like the XFL's owner said today that they are months from hitting the field. Are they gonna?
So is
are
the
they gonna-
NFL.
Are they
Like,
gonna?
what?
Yeah, I was gonna say, are they gonna directly compete with the NFL? Because
They
that's
really shouldn't.
That's
a
not
terrible
wise.
decision.
You're barely getting this thing off the ground as it is. Don't start it in September.
No, and because we already have college football and NFL, you got Saturdays, Sundays.
No one's gonna watch.
They're fucked.
Yes.
Yeah.
Spring
they're
or
fucked.
summer, pick a lane. You know, it's not gonna be the fall.
Well, and also like was it last year or the year before when they brought it back again? Their like first week was right after the Super Bowl. It's like, give us some time. Like let us chill out. Let us want football again. Then bring
Yeah.
it back. Bring it back in like, I don't know, early summer, like June. Right now would be perfect time for just a little fun football.
You can play Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, says Spivey special. Yeah, I guess. What if you make this argument that it's a different alternative football league and it plays only on the days that the NFL is not already playing? So at least you have football every
I
single
mean,
night.
that could be nice, but why would I want to watch shittier football on off days? I think there
Because
should be
there's
some
not good
kind
football on.
Yeah, but okay, I don't know. I think of like Arena League as a good example of a football league that did well, right? Arena League actually survived for like 25 years because it was kind of a gimmick. It was different enough from the NFL to do its own thing. Whereas like XFL and AAF were so similar to NFL, it was just shitty football. So
But even
wasn't as
Arena League,
interesting.
I was just thinking this. Why it's very hard to find a brand of football outside of good college football or NFL that
Totally.
anybody wants to watch. Like if Arena League was every week on national television, I probably still wouldn't watch it.
You know, I'm a big fan of Philadelphia
just-
Soul, of course. dude.
it's just tough.
Fucking
It's just
Bon
tough,
Jovi,
man.
dude. It's hard.
didn't-
It is
We're into
hard.
the
Just
Sacramento
Google
Mountain
that.
Lions or whatever.
Yeah, we had Sacramento
Yeah,
Mountain
yeah,
Lions.
yeah.
Dude. We were like 4-time champs. What's up?
Same
All right, we
mascot
got-
as my middle school. Jesus Christ.
Hey, we love some Maction. I love Maction on weekdays, dude. Like Thursday night, late night Maction games. Love it.
Bring back
Bring
Slamball,
back
says
Slamball.
Kevin.
Yes.
That would
I've
be
been
sick.
Slamball would be cool.
I've been preaching that shit. I want Slamball back so bad.
Is there a petition?
I guess like the creator said they're trying to do something soon. I don't know, but Slamball might be back within a year. And that would be in
That's what I say about the
Incredible.
business I'm trying to start. It's all my family and friends trying to do something soon. You'll
Yeah.
see.
Come soon.
Dude,
It'll
just
happen.
big. Can I count you in? Can I count you in?
I can't give you any details yet, but it's happening.
Just sign this NDA
Don't
real
worry
quick.
about it.
It'll be fine. Nothing out of your pocket right away.
I just need 20K.
Yeah.
I just need
in
you to
Bitcoin
sign this
now.
line.
Yeah, it's let's see. True Grit says Big Three seems like the weaker old man's version of Slamball without the intrigue. So true, so true. Hey, but at least they have a 4-point shot, and people watch that. Like people do watch the Big Three because it's once again it's a little gimmicky, it's a little different than NBA. Like the only time people watch college basketball is March. At least anybody in this podcast. Yeah. Like we don't watch regular season college basketball because it's just not. It's who wants to watch a basketball game and be like, wow, both teams are playing great defense. It's not that fun.
It's the opposite of the NBA.
It is, yeah. It's the complete opposite.
Everyone's invested. Once again, the opposite.
There you go. Hey, Kevin Broman with the A-Gap. We're bringing Slamball back, dude. Right here, right now. We're raising the funds.
All right. We're definitely we'll have a Slamball section next week. It seems like we need to do our homework here, and we'll bring it back to the viewers. Get our teams picked.
I'm down to do a little homework.
We got some.
Yeah, bring it back.
All right, boys. We totally failed last week at doing a sing song. I think that's not going to work with this format, unfortunately. When we're all together one time, we'll scream in the microphone together. So how are we going to start finishing out these podcasts, boys? For old time's sake, dude. Just that's our thing, dude.
Get Gilbert Arenas, the big three. I'm down for that. How do we want to end this thing? Let's do. I want to do like some kind of yeah. Somebody's got something on in the background.
It's Jessica. She put her phone down next to me with her fucking audio on. Jessica.
TikTok. Speaking of, everybody should follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Obviously, listen to us on Spotify, iTunes. Watch us on YouTube and Twitch. I don't know. How do you guys want to end this thing? I want to do something.
I really quick before we get into it, and I'm sorry, I looked up Slamball, and there's a very
what do you got?
Go off, King. Go off, King. Let's go.
A very, very interesting article was published today saying the Slamball market is expected to grow rapidly in the coming years.
Oh, hell
it's
yeah!
One of those things where I'm not sure if we're talking about the same thing, but as I browse through it, it says with the rise of like cardiovascular disease and obesity, we're talking about if we can bring Slamball into every gym or something like that, then we can start having a heart-healthy America. So fuck a league. Let's make it a nationwide movement.
So there's got to be trampolines in every gym and every high school and every.
I want to raise awareness.
America.
Hey, True Grit in the chat.
Slamball saves lives.
Trampoline gyms are popping off with young people. There's trampoline gyms everywhere. There's dodgeball.
True.
And apparently, actually, I was talking to my cousin about this. Slamball is super popular in China. They have Slamball courts everywhere in China, and I think they actually may have their own league.
So there's a whole. This is just a sample of a report that you can download that's going to answer the tough questions like, what does the status of the Slamball market look like after the forecast period? So if you guys want to get into it,
can I buy stock in
are these guys?
Invest in Slamball right now.
Actually,
I'll invest.
Hey, buy low, sell high. We're buying low on Slamball. I'm down. We're buying low on U.S. men's sports and soccer specifically.
U.S. men's sports overall.
LeBron booting Kuzma to the Shanghai Slamball team. Dude, I'm down. Let's dive. That's going to be our homework for next episode. Let's dive deep into Slamball. Let's see if it's still going on in China and shit. I'm so down.
We're going to just gradually morph into an obscure sports podcast.
Also, I love it. Let's start selling Slamball NFTs. Let's just go download all of the YouTube clips and
they're all ours.
Computer enhance until they're in 4K. Sell them as NFTs. We're rich as fuck. And then we'll just buy viewers. It'll be great.
This. Yeah, we don't need real people when we have Slamball NFTs.
We just need Slamball stands in China in our chat, dude, and it's over.
We're in.
I think we're advertising the wrong audience if that's what we're going for.
All right, boys.
All right, boys. I guess we can wrap it up here. It feels right. So follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, Twitch VODs. We're going to do it again. I think next week we have not chosen a date specifically. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at some point next week. So please give us a follow on Instagram. I think we're going to actually start doing stuff on there this week. Thank you again. If you joined us live, we super appreciate you. We're going to start giving, I feel like everyone who's here on the live show deserves individual shout outs. So
I agree.
We're going to show some love to everyone that always takes part in our recordings here. So thank you for coming back. And I guess we'll see you next week, boys.
Maybe we'll have to have some users call in next session.
Oh, there we go.
We'll open the phone lines up.
that.
We'll open the phone lines up.
The hotline.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
All right, boys.
Good night, y'all.
Thank you.
Thanks
Love
for joining
everybody.
us.
Love you.
Peace.
Thanks for joining us, everybody.
And if you guys
Bye.
wanna... Bye.
Bye.